I've got a question for you, the person watching this video. Why do you army build? Why do you spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars buying the same minifigure over and over again? The reason I'm asking is because I think I finally have an answer for myself and why I choose to army build. I've gotten to the point with LEGO where I just really don't care that much about the collecting aspect of the hobby, and I've talked about this a little bit before, but I just get way more enjoyment out of mock building now. It used to be the case where I would only buy and display sets. I never took them apart, and I definitely never made my own mocks. Now I absolutely love designing my own mocks. It's pretty much all I do with LEGO nowadays, and I think the last time I built an official set was like way back in March, when the Medieval Town Square set came out. And while I love that set, I immediately modified it like a week after first building it, which was so much fun and was honestly my favorite part of that set. So what does this have to do with army building? Well, for the longest time, I would just display my medieval armies on a base plate or some kind of other display case. But it always felt like a placeholder for what I wanted to actually use those minifigures for. And that's where mocks come into play. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with LEGO clone army bases. It was a huge thing on YouTube at the time, and I loved seeing everyone's custom clone bases. I had like 2 or 3 of the classic clone battle packs and a very modest army of droids for them to go against. I also would build my own clone bases, and it was genuinely the best part of playing with LEGO as a kid. But as most people do, I went into a LEGO dark age sometime after that. And I only got back into the hobby when I was around 17 or so. After getting back into LEGO, I pretty much only bought sets to display them on a shelf. Which I still enjoyed, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite the same as coming up with your own builds. I'd also buy a few Clone Wars battle packs, and I displayed them in a case where they've sat ever since. In the back of my mind, I think I always have the intention to use them in mocks, but would come up with any excuse not to build. Then fast forward a few years and I'm starting to get into LEGO Castle, and army building with the Black Falcons and the Raven Knights. Army building them was super fun and all, but because there weren't any official sets to go with them, it felt pretty hollow. So because of this lack of official sets, I started to try and build my own mocks, which of course would eventually lead to me making this YouTube channel. So now all of those medieval minifigures that I had been army building had a purpose in each of my mocks. This may just be a way for me to justify army building, but I feel like mock building is actually what made me want to army build as a kid. Maybe one day I'll get around to making another clone army base as an adult, but for now, I'm having so much fun making little castles for my LEGO Knights. I would love to hear why you all army build in the comments, because I think there's going to be some reasons out there that I didn't even consider. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this short rant video. I'm working on a very special castle mock for the Raven Knights that I am really excited to show you all next week. And as always, thank you so much for watching.